Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video and welcome to the iRacing Production Car Challenge. Yes, this series is I think a bit of a hidden gem inside of the sim. You've got the BMW M2, which is free content, the Renault Clio, which probably should be free content, the Toyota GR86 and the MX-5, again, both free cars inside the sim, for 25-minute races each and every week. This week, though, we head to the all-new Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for a wet race. So I kind of figured this would be a great combo to do. A, just because it's a bit of fun and something a bit different. B, it's in the rain, and I need to do more wet weather driving on iRacing, as this video will go on to show. And then C, I bought this track. I want to see what it's like for racing something that isn't Formula 1. It does end up being quite an interesting one. Of course, unfortunately, the splits, the car grid sizes are quite small, but that doesn't take away from the racing action. Of course, as always, if you're new, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and let's head down onto the track. Well, getting ready then here at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. I must admit, I really like this layout of the venue. I think it is brilliant fun inside the sim, but as we've obviously got, I think, all four classes then ready for this race. We've got the M2s, we've got the Clios, we've got the GR86s, and then there are technically 8 Mazdas, but only 6 of us have gridded up. I don't quite know why. Maybe the other 2 know something that I don't, but hopefully I'm going to be able to keep it clean and tidy off the start, and we'll wait and see as to what we can do. Looking forward to this one, something very different inside the sim.
Let's go.
Green flag racing then, as we make our way through the final couple of corners. Got to try and stretch out that first gear as best as we can, but got to be very careful with the puddles on the outside as well. Sorry, the inside there as well through that final corner. It is a very soggy Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, and apparently there's meant to be a rainstorm as well that comes through very soon. There comes one of the other MX-5s. He's going to be a little bit disconnected from the rest of us on the long run down in towards turn 1. But look at that, we've caught up with the GR86s. Oh, in fact, our lap times here should actually be a little bit better than those Toyotas as well inside this race. Hopefully we just move past that GR86 nice and quickly. But yeah, I believe our qualifying times were slightly better. So I'm going to try and do the old up and under on the, I think that's the 11 car there off the start as well. And maybe we'll get a bit of a run on the 21. So, yeah, I think this race isn't just going to be the MX-5s. Like I said, I think we are going to be trying to battle with the Toyotas as well, which is always quite funny inside the sim. I don't know whether they just struggle more in the rain or what it is, but obviously these MX-5s, very light and agile, and well, I think probably the poster car of iRacing even now, as you can just see immediately getting a little bit slip and slidey as we try and wind our way through the S's. We've just got to try and obviously work out where the puddles are. We've got a couple of guys gone off. Oh, and one of them rejoins and completely sends one of my MX-5s to the shadow realm there. We're going to try and find a way around another one as well. But, I mean, this is kind of what you expect from some of the tin top racing inside the sim. And that might have been our really quick guy. That's already out of it. No, we've got Nicky there, 6K iRacing, who I think was hoping just to claim some easy iRacing from this one, but anything can happen in these cars then as well. From 6th on the grid, we're all the way up to 2nd place then by the end of lap 1, and like I said, I think this race is going to be about survival. Luckily, there is a fast repair, which I think is going to be rather useful for certain people as well inside this race, but I don't know whether the GR86s are quicker in a straight line than the MX-5s. I don't think they are, because obviously we already saw that guy last time around really struggling with it on the run in towards turn 1. So this is kind of a real step into the unknown for me, as we're just going to have to be very careful in where we try and go for those moves. I mean, you can see the guy in front basically pushing that GR86 through the first couple of corners. Now, I believe some people are on setups in these cars. I've basically got the default, taken some fuel out of it, and that has basically been it. So, I mean, look at that. Getting a nice run as we make our way up the hill. Apparently, Federico is still in this race. Oh, there he is. So, it wasn't next car's the leader. But, I mean, it's so funny, isn't it? The fact I would never expect it from racing the GR86 at the Charlotte Roval last week. But I think where you kind of forget where obviously I very rarely drive these cars. You kind of forget that they are pretty quick, actually, inside the sims. I mean, that corner, I mean, we are basically just trying to lift off and hope that the back end pivots round through there. Barely any steering input being used then, but a podium place here would net some good iRating. I think I would need second place if I want to try and get 2k iRating today, but like I mentioned in that Nordschleife video as well, I'm far more interested in trying to gain some SR at the moment. I want my B license back, so I can hopefully do some GT3 racing in the near future there, as hopefully now, I mean, you can see the Toyota's pretty good through the corners, and it is just down the straights where we seem to be able to gain quite a lot on them. I mean, even the Clios were no slower than around this circuit either, really. I think we might be a little bit slower, and luckily there are only a couple of them. But yeah, it really is quite interesting as to just how close pretty much all of the cars are, with the exception of the M2. That thing is comfortably faster. Oh, hello. I was just trying to move off the puddle there, but I was trying to just hold my line into turn 1. It is great fun, though, this car. You really can kind of slide around in the wet. I also thought this would be a good opportunity to try and actually do some wet racing, because I feel like I do very little inside iRacing. I genuinely think I've done about 4 wet races ever since it came to the sim. What, over a year ago now, I want to say? So, I mean, it's becoming more and more prominent inside the game as they've kind of gone and fixed it a bit more. You know, it is a lot more common in endurance races and in bigger events, everything like that. So, you know, it's a really good skill to learn as well. Say, luckily for me, I haven't dealt with it in any real endurance racing apart from the Creator Series endurance that we did, obviously, a couple of months ago. Yeah, for me, I remember I did one race in the McLaren, 720S GT3 at Silverstone, that Sebring endurance race, and then a couple of other random ones inside the game as well. But I guess, yeah, a big part of this race then is just going to be trying to move past the Toyotas. So we try and make our way through the final corner. The guy in front of me trying to go for a very wide line on the way in. Oh, don't rejoin, please, buddy. Thank you. I mean, kind of. I mean, that's still a little bit sketchy, his rejoin there, but I think we're going to be under pressure from Tamas and Paolo throughout the majority of this race as well. I believe I need a top 4 if I want to gain some iRating here, as if Nicky comes second to Federico, they will lose 11 iRating for coming second. That's quite funny. As, again, trying to look then down the inside of another GR86 in towards turn 1.
Clear left.
A little bit too late on the brakes that time. And immediately he will say thank you very much there. Always difficult, obviously, when you're not on that outside line. It's very difficult to spot where the braking markers are. Normally I'm using the 3. But of course, yeah, if you can't make the move on the run in towards turn 1, you basically have to wait for another lap then, because, again, you won't really get held up by the Toyotas through the more twisty bits, or at least I hope not. As, I mean, to be fair, the top Toyota has done a 143, which I haven't seen any of the MX-5s being able to manage this afternoon. I remember, I think it was last season, it was 1 week at Tsukuba, where obviously the Mazdas started behind the Toyotas and they were seconds a lap faster. But of course it's Tsukuba, so very difficult to actually make the moves. So we get very squirrely through there, just try to gather it up. Pick up my first 1x of the day, and well, there's a lot of puddles out there as well. Yep, I'll try and keep it inside track limits, but I also didn't want to spin around there, crew chief. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be competing with those top 2. Federico seems to be very quick, and Nicky seems to be trying to apply the pressure as well there. As can we get a much better run through that final corner? The car wants to wash out through the exit, but again, because of the puddles, you really don't want to get to that apex curb off the exit of the turn. I also quite like the fact these races are 25 minutes long, just because it kind of, especially in these little tin tops, everything like that, kind of gives you a little bit more chance to kind of enjoy them and have a bit of fun with them. There goes Nicky to, I believe, the inside in towards that first corner. But yeah, I'm going to have to focus my eyes on my mirrors. Whoa, don't dive bomb them. Don't dive bomb them. Luckily, ABS coming in handy there. So Tamas want to try and have a look down the inside. But again, we will get a good run off of the turn. And we might now be able to try and find a way around Pedro as well then. So if we can get this move done, and hopefully get him behind us, get him between myself and Tamas,
Still there.
That would be very, very
Clear
useful.
left.
So there we go then. And luckily, again, where the MX-5 is a fair bit lighter, we can try and obviously get on the brakes a little bit later as well there. As easy does it. Easy does it. He's great fun though. I mean, this thing slips and slides around here, but as obviously all the cars going around has really cleared up a lot of those horrible puddles on the apex of most corners. You've still got to be careful though with the curbs and everything like that. So it can still be very, very tricky. As I have no idea where the M2s are. I mean, they're about 10 seconds a lap faster, so they should be probably coming up in towards turn 4 again, in towards that hairpin. But I think what's also really weird, of course, is I've watched this track in Formula 1 now for 10 years. I think apart from a couple of free practice sessions, I don't think it's ever rained for a Grand Prix here since Formula 1 returned. So it is quite weird, obviously, seeing this track in the wet conditions as well. That being said, though, I do much prefer it to the F1 version of this venue, as that lap was pretty good then. I think helped by the fact the two in front were a bit slower, but we seem to pretty much match their pace, which is reassuring.
Car number 12.
I mean, you can brake late in towards turn 1. It's just about not doing that. Oh, no. Trying to get out of the way.
Have 5 incident points.
Oh man, I thought if I could try and spin the car around again, then we could get out of the way, but oh, that's very, very annoying. I don't know if we've got damage there or what's happened, but
The next car is Tamos, car number 21.
yeah, annoyingly, just wrong place at the wrong time. P4 would still net me some iRacing.
Keep digging, this isn't over yet.
Oh, that's frustrating though. I was hoping to have a good battle with Tamas there, but like I said, just got too aggressive trying to obviously downshift and locked the rears up, and immediately we just go for a bit of a spin. As there already are the M2s, only a couple of seconds behind, but Tamas 8 seconds up the road then, so hopefully we're going to be able to try and close back in. Oh, come on. Where on earth am I going? Again, just locking up the rears slightly. So we'll try and not lose the spot to the GR86 alongside me. I mean, we're not much quicker in a straight line, but we definitely are quicker. So here come the M2s. Ah! Oh, that got scary. That got very scary through those final couple of corners. I mean, the M2 is no quicker in a straight line. So I'm just going to get squeezed over that inside puddle. Oh, someone else has gone round. I think that was Paolo. Maybe it was someone else then, as, yeah, the number 9 really...
Car left.
What are you trying to do, buddy? What are you trying to do? You just going to keep trying to push me off, are you? Clearly not happy, but I don't know why.
He's still there.
Now we're both kind of off the line across the M2s. Am I going to get turned into turn 1? That's always the next question. Luckily not. I mean, I was down the inside, and he was just kept trying to squeeze me. There wasn't a lot else I could really do. There's a huge puddle on the inside. So it was either I try to, you know, give myself a bit of room, or I spin off that puddle and take him with me. I don't know which he'd rather, but yeah, that was a little bit peculiar. I mean, those M2s really do come up on you very, very quickly in towards those corners. But I mean, you can see that puddle now has completely disappeared. So, yeah, I mean, it is great, obviously, how the track evolves, everything like that. Really, really interesting now, especially now the rain has stopped. That obviously we will really get a good opportunity for this circuit to dry up. As well, there goes an M2. That looks like a pretty nasty crash with the wall. So easy just to loop around and compromise yourself there. Is the Toyota again going to try and get a run on me? I don't think he will. Might try and give me a bit of a push perhaps down in towards those final couple of corners, but I think especially in these conditions you just want to be trying to stay out there, don't you? Because you never know what might happen. So he's going to try what we thought about having a look to the inside. He's going to get that run to the inside through the final corner. So he's got a little bit on the puddles. As, I mean, what kind of lap times are we doing? The car doesn't feel much slower, but it might well be quite a lot slower for all I know. Apparently that was a 47.4, but I was obviously locked into battle once again. Because, I mean, this might end up being my best battle of the day. It might be myself versus Joe in the GR86. Which would be quite funny.
Still there.
I mean, they're very, very different cars, aren't they? We can brake a lot later. Maybe not that late.
Right.
But obviously, yeah, that thing seems to be a little bit quicker through the corners. And then obviously we've got a bit more straight line speed, which I would not normally expect from the MX-5. But, I mean, if we can just keep battling with him, that would be pretty good fun. Give us a little bit more content, of course, and, you know, that is always the important bit as well. To the inside, we will try to have a look.
Clear left.
I think he might outbrake me that time round. Come on. Nice and easy, nice and easy. I don't know what kind of SR you'd gain from this. I don't think much. It is a D-licensed series after all, so that 1.4x for contact, sorry, probably hasn't done us any favours. Or back end trying to slide, or leave it in second gear. Just through there, wants to break free so badly. So tricky when it does. So, I mean, are there only 3 M2s in this race? I thought there was, like, at least 6 or 7 of them, but I think there's only 3 of them. Which is quite funny as well. I'm not a fan of the M2 inside the sim. I think it's the gearbox on it that I hate the most. But I just do not find it a particularly fun car to drive. So it's through that final corner where we are really losing quite a lot. So I'm trying to nudge the brake through the middle part. And then again, trying to get the run. Back on Joe in towards turn 1. Avoid the puddle. I mean, already we're 15 minutes down in this race, so we are getting there slowly but surely. I think Dave behind isn't running any quicker than me, as I think Federico has made an error.
10 minutes left. 10 minutes to go.
His crew chief's still quite happy with the way we're driving, apparently. Easy does it. Easy does it. Really got to try and attack those curbs. I mean, when you're by yourself, so important. You know, it's so easy to just gain bits of time in this car, and of course, you know, that can be quite difficult usually in, you know, the slower cars. It is generally more difficult to try and find more with them. So obviously if we can keep, you know, being a little bit more aggressive with it, keep trying to push, then hopefully that time will come. And of course, obviously, you never know with battling some of the faster cars, everything like that, just how well you're going to be able to do. I would love to know as well how kind of like it's decided that the Clio is faster than the GR86 and the GR86 is faster than the MX-5, as that's what I want to be doing through there. Leave it in third gear.
Left.
I think we've just about got enough RPM on the exit if I nail it. I mean, to be fair, now the circuit's drying up. Pablo in that lead GR86 is doing, I mean, a 43.1 is 1.1 seconds clear of anything any of the MX-5s have been able to do. So maybe, I think around this track, it's just a very, very even fight. I think if you go around somewhere more, maybe a lot more twisty than this, it might benefit the MX-5, sorry, more. What I don't get, though, is the MX-5 is quicker down the straights.
That's your fastest
So I don't really know kind of how, like at Tsukuba, the MX-5 is so much quicker than the GR86 as well. It's rather peculiar. As I mean, Tamas and Federico now having a bit more of a battle. So maybe if something were to happen between those two, I mean, that last lap for us was pretty good. So, I mean, there's still every possibility, every chance towards the end. We could still try and maybe get back on that podium. So, come on. Get the run off of that first corner. I mean, I'm using all of the slipstream now from Joe. This works quite nicely for us, if we can obviously keep getting the slipstream down the straights. And then obviously I'm not losing as much through the corners as well, so trying to make sure that we can do just that. Oh, come on. Nice and tidy. Nice and tidy. I'm learning more and more. Every single lap, this car is evolving. Oh, easy does it. Easy does it. Back end, again, I mean, you just hear it constantly trying to slide out. So I upshifted at completely the wrong time there. Oh, it's going to be another 1x. And again, just another little moment
about track limits.
Off of the corner.
You have 7 incident points.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm on default setup. I can't imagine setups are worth that much time in this car around this track, but probably helpful. I would have thought, you know, maybe a good second or so I mean, apparently I was losing nearly a second in Sector 1 in practice there.
The gap to Tamos ahead is now 8.6
Jose
seconds.
has come out onto the circuit. How many laps down is Jose? Did he even start, or has he just decided now he's going to get on with it? Yes, we did still gain another second then on Tamas that time round, so I think he's making a few more errors, which isn't helping himself either, and especially if those GR86s get a bit quicker towards the end, it will mean that he could come under some pressure. Easy does it. Easy does it. Through those first couple of turns. Whoa. Come on. Come on, little Mazda. Apart from that one mistake I made, we've been doing alright so far. There's Jose, yeah. He's coming out into the circuit. He's going to try and get some laps under his belt. Will we get laps by those BMWs again? I think maybe just by the end of this race. So, what's going on here? Come on, lads. Jose there, really struggling. He's going to leave it on the apex. What are you doing? Come on, I'm trying to go.
Still there. Clear left.
I got another GR86 right on my trumpet now. That was not helpful. Yeah, no idea what he was trying to do there. Oh, come on. That's the limey one. And then you can really attack that second curb as well. But yeah, that cost us a good couple of seconds. That's annoying. I mean, yeah, luckily we've still got a fairly big gap to David behind. But yeah, annoyingly, obviously, I was hoping that maybe with a bit of chaos towards the end, we could hope to try and close in on Tamas just a little bit more. Through that final corner, nice and easy, nice and easy. Get on the loud pedal. It's all about just carrying the speed off of the turn. But are we going to be under more pressure from Dan behind? So, how many BMWs are there in this race? Is there 4? But 2 of them have got like a minute advantage over the other 2. I don't know how that's kind of worked out or how that's happened, but I'm not going to question it. So, yeah, maybe we're going to get lapped by 3rd place in the BMW rather than the leader. So, again, getting a bit of a moment. I think I just saw one of the MX-5s a little bit further up the road. So there we go. I mean, look at that. Look how much of a run that Toyota can get off the corner. Give me a push, man. Give me anything.
The gap to
up towards turn 2. No, he hasn't got enough. You just hear as soon as he upshifts, it just drops away again. He's not going to try and have a look for the move here, is he? No, luckily not. Again, we're pretty good on the brakes, I think, in these cars. And then as long as we can hang on through the S's, we should be good again for another lap. I also love this version of this circuit. I think this is, obviously, they use the stadium, don't they, at the end? But this is obviously, like, the rest of the lap is like the NASCAR version. No! Oh, man, I've span again. I knew I was going to. Come on, get the clutch in. As long as we don't lose a place now. I mean, it's just the incidents. That's the problem, isn't it? Trying not to lose too many instant points. As there we go. Norman there going through. No, Norman's in 3rd, so it's Daniel then that's leading. So he probably will get to me right towards the very end. I think we'll get 2 more laps after this one out of it. And say at 1:35 lap time, yeah, it's going to basically be bang on 2 more laps for him up at the front of the order, isn't it? So that puddle steer is lethal. So tricky though, you know, as you try and just find a bit more in these cars. I probably should have done this with a round wheel. I think doing it on a Formula rim hasn't helped me. Because, I mean, it's just, as soon as the back end starts to go around, it's very difficult to save it. But David now showing up on my relative as well, so got to be careful of him towards the end of this race. But will be interesting to have a look through the incident report and obviously just see what goes down as well. But I just picked this race because it's something a bit different. It's something that I don't normally do much on iRacing. And I do kind of want to explore different series, different cars, different tracks, everything like that. I know I've said it before, but I just want to become a better iRacer. Just be able to jump into stuff and be able to get up to speed quite quickly. So, you know, that'll be a bit more NASCAR hopefully as well in the future. I want to start doing a few more NIS races, all that good stuff. And, you know, all those little bits and pieces that all hopefully come together.
That's 2 minutes left.
Create
2 minutes.
some good content as well for you guys Maybe they'll do more streams with it as well. As the MX-5 again, just in front. This is the guy that's really struggling. Oh, gotta really dance it on the pedals, don't you? So careful. Rev it out. Give it all you've got. So yeah, not sure whether Jose has got damage or is just struggling with it or what. Or maybe just isn't that good in the rain. Not that confident in the rain, but either way, he's definitely still got some issues. So you don't want to hit that puddle, sir. Gets another big snap. And look at the run we're able to get out of the final corner because of it. To the inside we will go. Making a move then, as I believe this will be the last lap of this race. Unless I can somehow hang on ahead of Daniel just behind. I mean, him and Casey are still pretty close together. So we could expect some aggressive moves if he wants to go for it. It's just hilarious as well, like the variety in how much iRacing you can gain or lose. Like, first he's going to gain 72, second he's going to gain 8. Like, it was confirmed that those two would finish first and second.
Faster cars behind, along with the class leader.
But it's like how much more you could gain for winning it is, I mean, you just see how much Daniel's gained there on the way in towards turn 1. And yeah, I think we're going to get jumped now, so this will be the white flag out then, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they will not have enough time to get back round, will they? As you can see, just, whoa, hello. How much more that BMW's got a break than our own car here, as Casey's still a couple of seconds further back. But Daniel seems to be doing a very, very good job. Just able to control this up at the front of the order. I mean, look how much curb he's taking. That's ridiculous through there. Was not expecting that. As I mean, the BMW's really got a breakthrough here. Really don't lose too much through some of those corners, do we? But in towards the final corner then of this race as the 25-minute ticks over on the clock. I think this is going to be the finish here. P4 from 6th on the grid. I don't think we can complain about all too much, but it has been a really, really interesting race to do with something a bit different inside the sim. Through the final corner, we're going to gain some iRacing. Not so sure about the SR. We'll take a look, of course, in just a moment, but something a bit different and something very, very fun. Let's go take a look quickly at our incident report and then, of course, our final race results. Well, let's take a look then at our incident report from this race. Already then, this was the Toyotas on lap 1. I mean, he's just gone in way too optimistic, hasn't he? To be fair to him, he has then decided to wait for the guy in front of him, but it's just a very dangerous place there, as there goes the Mazda into the wall as well. I don't think... Can we get a look at this one? I think, yeah, the Toyota in front just got a little bit out of shape, and, well, the Mazda straightened him up, but unfortunately, yeah, ended up in the wall himself there, so that was a big, big shame early on in the race. Where is he trying to rejoin? He's going backwards? I don't think he realised he was going the wrong way. I think he was just trying to stay and just get on with it again. As, I mean, you cannot put the power down on that AstroTurf on the outside there. So to going for a spin, and luckily we'll let the other guy through. Here was Jose then, just got a little bit squirrely. I mean, it's so easy to do, isn't it? Especially when you're not confident. Get a little bit of a wobble, try to overcorrect. It does then park it on the racing line, but I guess that's kind of by the by. BMW through the final corner. Oh, and as soon as you've clipped that puddle on the outside, it's going around on you. Again, did a good job to keep it out the wall. And again, able to get back going again. Probably is still quicker than the MX-5 by the time he gets down in towards turn 1. I mean, this corner where it's off camber is so difficult to get right. And yeah, this guy, I think, knew immediately he'd got it wrong once again there. This is a Toyota going into the back of an MX-5 and then having problems because of it. Can we take a look at that? Sorry? How far back have I got to go? So, he's coming through. MX-5 is on the apex. He's just ran into the back of him. He's tried to then downshift, I think, to avoid him and just, yeah, completely locked up the rear end. That is a rather peculiar incident then down at the final corner. And then apparently we're just going to be stuck watching this guy. Is there any more? Well, annoyingly then, iRacing's replay system seems to be a little bit buggy. But I want to just take a quick look then at my incident that we had down in towards turn 1. I think, yeah, like I said, we just locked the rear, didn't we, on the way in. And then I think we're just trying to keep it out of the way of everybody else. Unfortunately, just span back towards... I mean, we weren't really on the racing line. But we were definitely more in the way than I should have been there. You can just see, yeah, lock the rear up. Immediately it's gone round on that downshift. Tried to catch the slide immediately, it slaps around on me. And yeah, there's not a lot else we could do. I apologise to the number 11 car, because I completely ruined, I think, their race as well. But yeah, it's just so difficult. Obviously, you're trying to catch the slide, see if you can get it round, and then as soon as you nick the wheel on the grass, it's just gone. And yeah, unfortunately for the 11, don't know if we can take a look from his POV. But I think, yeah, he was just wrong place at the wrong time, wasn't he, there down at that first corner. So he's a couple of cars behind me. We've had the snap. I mean, he probably can't even see me. And yeah, just... yeah, not my best one once again, annoyingly there. I apologise. Well, taking a look then at our final race results, minus 0.11 SR, honestly I think was better than I probably deserved here today. 22 iRacing gain though, so we are steadily getting back up towards 2k there. But Daniel takes the win, 1.5 seconds clear of Casey right at the end of the race there, so at least there was a good battle in the top class. Was it a Clio ahead of a GR86, ahead of another Clio, ahead of another 86, ahead of an MX-5? So I think there were only 2 Clios in this race, but certainly a rather mixed up one there. Unfortunately, we were the first car 2 laps down in the end, so the gaps are all a little bit all over the show. I couldn't even tell you. I think this guy maybe gained the most places, Tamas, from 22nd to 11th, but of course, obviously different classes and everything like that. Thank you all so much for watching, though. Like I said in the intro, if you have gone on to enjoy, please do make sure to leave a like, get yourselves subscribed. Plenty of drivers making it through with 0x. It was only Joe, I think, that had more than me. And Fidel right at the rear of the field. But yeah, we'll be back very soon with more iRacing content.